Yo, what's up everybody, it's Mark, and we're back again with another TV review. This time, we're diving deep into the Samsung 43-inch class DU6900 Series Crystal UHD 4K Smart Tizen TV. Now, this model, the UN43 DU6900 has been making some noise online, boasting a solid 4.6 out of 5 stars with almost 300 reviews, and all for just $219.99. So the big question is, does this budget-friendly 4K TV deliver on its promises? Well, we're gonna break it all down, from its pros and cons to its standout features. We'll see if this Samsung TV is the right fit for your setup, or if you should keep it moving. Stick around, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's get into the nitty-gritty of this Samsung 43-incher. Alright, let's kick things off with the star of the show, the picture quality. And let me tell you, Samsung didn't mess around in this department, especially considering the price point. We're talking about a 4K 3840 by 2160 resolution that delivers crisp details and impressive sharpness. But it's not just about packing in the pixels. The DU6900 series boasts vibrant and accurate colors that really pop off the screen. Whether you're watching a nature documentary with lush landscapes or catching the latest action flick with explosions galore, this TV breathes life into your content. I fired up some of my favorite 4K HDR demos and I was genuinely impressed by the dynamic range. The blacks were deep, the whites were bright, and the overall contrast was on point. It's not quite OLED level, but for the price, it's hard to beat. Even with SDR content, the TV does a commendable job of upscaling and enhancing the image. Sure, it's not going to magically transform a 720p video into a 4K masterpiece, but it definitely makes a noticeable difference. One thing that stood out to me was the smooth motion handling. I didn't notice any significant motion blur or judder, even during fast-paced scenes. This is thanks to Samsung's Motion Rate 60 technology, which interpolates frames to create a more fluid viewing experience. Now, it's not perfect. I did notice some slight backlight bleed in the corners when watching content with dark scenes in a dimly lit room, but honestly, it wasn't too distracting, and it's something you often encounter in this price range. Overall, the picture quality of the Samsung DU6900 series exceeded my expectations for a budget-friendly 4K TV. The colors are vibrant, the details are sharp, and the motion handling is smooth. If you're looking for a TV that delivers a solid visual experience without breaking the bank, this one definitely deserves a spot on your shortlist. Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say, the viewing angle in the room. This is where the Samsung DU6900 shows its budget-friendly nature. The viewing angles on this TV are, well, let's just say they're not ideal. If you're sitting dead center, you're golden. The picture looks fantastic. But start moving to the sides, and things take a turn. The colors start to wash out, the contrast diminishes, and the overall picture loses its punch. This is because the DU6900 uses a VA panel, which is known for its excellent contrast but narrower viewing angles compared to IPS panels. So, if you've got a large living room with seating spread out on the sides, this might not be the best choice. However, if you primarily watch TV from a central location, then this shouldn't be a deal breaker. I mean, let's be real. How often do you find yourself sitting at extreme angles while watching TV? But hey, it's something to keep in mind, especially if you often have people over for movie nights or big game days. You might find yourself rearranging the furniture to make sure everyone gets a decent view. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, MKBHD, you're being a little picky here. And you know what? Maybe I am. But at the same time, it's important to be transparent about both the strengths and weaknesses of a product. And in the grand scheme of things, the limited viewing angles are a relatively minor drawback, especially considering the DU6900's affordable price and impressive picture quality from a central viewing position. Now let's move on to the brains of the operation, the Tizen Smart TV platform. This is Samsung's proprietary operating system, and I've got to say, it's one of my favorites out there. It's incredibly user-friendly and intuitive, even if you're not the most tech-savvy person. Navigating through the menus is a breeze. The interface is clean, responsive, and doesn't feel cluttered like some other smart TV platforms I've used. You've got your usual suspects like Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, Disney Plus, and Prime Video all pre-installed, and you can easily download more apps from the Samsung App Store. One thing I appreciate about Tizen is that it doesn't bombard you with ads like some other platforms. Sure, there are some recommendations and sponsored content, but it's not overly intrusive. The DU6900 also comes with Samsung's One Remote, which is surprisingly minimalist and easy to use. It's got a built-in microphone for voice control, which works surprisingly well. I was able to search for content, adjust the volume, and even open apps using just my voice. Overall, the Tizen Smart TV platform on the Samsung DU6900 is a winner in my book. It's fast, fluid, and easy to use even for beginners. It's not the most feature-packed platform out there, but it gets the job done and does it well. Alright, let's talk about another buzzword you'll hear a lot with this TV Crystal UHD. Now I know what you're thinking. Is that just some fancy marketing jargon? Well, yes and no. Essentially, Crystal UHD is Samsung's way of saying that this TV uses a specific type of backlighting and color processing technology to enhance the picture quality. It's not quite as advanced as their QLED technology, which uses quantum dots for even more vibrant and accurate colors, but it's still a step up from your standard LED TV. The Crystal Processor 4K, which is the heart of this TV, does a fantastic job of upscaling lower resolution content to near 4K quality. This is especially noticeable when watching older movies or TV shows that weren't originally filmed in 4K. The processor also helps to improve color accuracy and contrast, resulting in a more pleasing viewing experience. I was particularly impressed by the HDR performance, which delivered a wider range of colors and brighter highlights compared to non-HDR content. Now it's important to note that Crystal UHD is not a completely new technology. It's been around for a few years now, and it's essentially an evolution of Samsung's previous UHD TV technology. But hey, an evolution is still a good thing, right? So, to answer the question, is Crystal UHD just a fancy name? Not really. It's a combination of technologies that work together to enhance the picture quality, and for the price, it delivers impressive results. Alright, let's talk about another cool feature of the Samsung DU6900, voice control. Now this TV comes with Samsung's own voice assistant Bixby built in, but here's the kicker, it also supports Amazon Alexa. So if you're already knee-deep in the Amazon ecosystem, you can control your TV with your trusty Echo device. I've got to say, the voice control on this TV is surprisingly robust. I was able to do everything from adjusting the volume and changing channels to searching for content and even controlling my smart home devices, all with just my voice. The built-in microphone on the One Remote picked up my voice accurately, even when I wasn't speaking directly into it. And the response time was snappy, with commands being executed almost instantly. Now I know some people have mixed feelings about voice assistants, and that's totally understandable. But if you're looking for a more convenient way to control your TV, especially if you're the type who's always losing the remote, no judgment here, then voice control is definitely a nice feature to have. Plus, with both Bixby and Alexa at your disposal, you've got options. You can choose whichever voice assistant you're most comfortable with, or switch between them, depending on your mood. Overall, the voice control functionality on the Samsung DU6900 is a welcome addition. It's accurate, responsive, and surprisingly versatile. Whether you're a die-hard voice assistant user or just curious to try it out, you'll appreciate the convenience it brings to the table. So, there you have it guys, the Samsung 43-inch DU6900 Series Crystal UHD 4K Smart Tizen TV. At just $219.99, it's hard to deny the value this TV brings to the table. You're getting a beautiful 4K display with vibrant colors, a user-friendly smart TV platform, and even voice control, all for a price that won't break the bank. Sure, it's not perfect. The viewing angles could be better, and it might not have all the bells and whistles of a high-end TV. But if you're looking for a solid 4K TV for your bedroom, dorm room, or even your living room if you're on a budget, the DU6900 is definitely worth checking out. As always, thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts on the Samsung DU6900, and subscribe for more tech reviews and comparisons. Peace out.